I'm currently 25. When I was 19, I was a competitive weightlifter. Top notch. I was ranked third in the nation in the junior category and sixth overall. I was on my way to the Olympics. I was really good, and I got a shoulder injury. So it happened in 2009, and it started out as just a normal kind of injury, but it became apparent that it was going to be turning into a chronic problem. So what started out as a simple right shoulder injury turned into first a year of chronic pain, right shoulder pain, and then it turned into chronic widespread upper back pain, and then it was chronic widespread full spine pain. I went from lifting 5 days a week and being an elite athlete to not being able to work out at all. I'd been an athlete my whole life. I was a gymnast, soccer player, lacrosse player, did CrossFit all through high school. Started competing in weightlifting in college, and I lost all of that. So I was reduced to not even being able to turn my head from side to side. I couldn't turn more than like a couple of degrees either way. I couldn't raise my arms more than probably 3 degrees. I was in constant pain. My muscles were hot and tight and in constant spasm. I would constantly use Tiger Balm patches and the cream, and I ended up burning my skin because it was the only thing that would relieve it for a couple minutes. I went to every single doctor imaginable. Everyone said it was either a small injury or there was nothing wrong or that I was crazy. I had one doctor telling me that I should go on antidepressants. And at that moment, I really kind of lost faith in conventional medicine. So I began looking for alternative practices because I felt like I exhausted normal medical practices, and I was looking for a diagnosis, and no one could diagnose me and could tell me what was really wrong. And every test was negative. So I started looking for alternative treatments, and I found a couple. I tried the normal like acupuncture, massage therapy. Chiropractic alone didn't help me, but I found a couple mind-body alternative practices that I started looking into, and I never believed in the mind-body connection. I was always super scientific, like Western medicine all the way, and I was the worst. I never thought I'd be a meditator or anything. So I found some alternative practice that I started, and I incorporated some meditation into it, but it was never enough to get me really through my pain and like break out of that pain and that kind of chronic living in it. I met a physical therapist and a life coach who worked on me, and the life coach ended up introducing me to Dr. Joe's work in 2012. So she had worked with me, and I was still constantly stuck in this identity of my chronic issues, and I had a little bit of a breakthrough, but I would slide back, and she told me to read Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. So I started reading it. I was like, what is this? I had no idea what was going on, but I started doing the meditations. I met Joe in 2012. I'm from Seattle, so I actually met him at his clinic, and I kept doing the work, and I read the book and I started meditating. Didn't really know what I was doing, but I finally went to my first progressive in 2013. And between 2012 and 2013, I had, my progress was very slow, but I slowly began to transform myself, and I noticed that I was able to do little things here and there that were a really big deal to me. My first yoga class, being able to run around a soccer field with a soccer ball again. It wasn't until the advanced workshop, though, in Carefree in 2014, I had a major breakthrough. And at this point, I had started, again, working out. So I had really transformed myself from not being able to move my neck to being able to pretty much go to the gym and do yoga. But I was still kind of stuck in that old mentality. I'd had a lot of trauma growing up, and I didn't realize prior to this work that my emotional state was influencing my body. And I went to Carefree in 2014, and I had an incredible meditation and just an incredible experience with the divine and this connection and this incredibly healing moment where I felt just this healing energy run through my body. And I left Carefree completely transformed. And ever since then, doing Carefree in 2014 and the advanced follow-up last year in Seattle, and now between the mind movies and the meditations, I've just continued to transform. I'm doing stuff now that I never thought I would be able to do again. For a year straight, I told Dr. Joe that I wanted to go to nursing school, and I never thought I'd be able to go because I couldn't move my body. And I graduate in 6 weeks, which is so cool to say. And in my first mind movie, I wanted to do gymnastics again. I did my first gymnastics class about 3 months ago. And this is from, again, not being able to even move my neck or my arms and being in constant pain, to having a body that can pretty much do anything. And for me, the progress it was not an overnight transformation. And for me, that's what I want to communicate to, as well, as that it's been a long journey for me crossing the river, but I've come so far, and I'm so grateful for Dr. Joe and this work, because I would not have been able to survive nursing school, survive any of the stuff that's life's thrown at me, and especially I wouldn't have been able to overcome my chronic pain and the emotional issues that came with it if it wasn't for this work.